Good evening. I am Beth Hildenbrand, and this is Booked Up with Beth. Tonight we have D.M. Needham, easy for me to say.
Okay.
D.M. Needham, one of my favorite authors. And I just read her new book, Goldie Licks and the Bear Brothers Band. And yes, she took us back to the 80s and 90s rock world with these books and with this book. And I just absolutely loved it. I got on my leather jacket here tonight,
Nice.
and we're going to rock out with this book. So I'm going to let you tell everybody about yourself. You've been on the show before, but we may have some new people. So if you want to, let us know a little bit about yourself, and then we can talk about this fabulous book.
Uh,
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm DM Needham. I go by Donna. I write rockstar romance books set in the 80s and 90s, and the next book actually partially takes place in 2024. But which is a different thing for me. In Goldilocks, there's a couple of text messages, which is new territory for my characters. But I tend to write dubious rockstar romances. Goldie and the Bear Brothers is kind of a more lighter story, just like Give Me All Your Lovin'. It's not as heavy and dark. Some of the stuff that's coming out later this year is definitely going to be darker, but then I have a pen name for that. But so I try to create worlds that not only have your spiciness, but also have real emotion and heartfelt and put you in situations that you may question why the characters do things, but you also connect with them on a human level. So I try to put spice with story with humanity.
And you do it very well.
Thank you.
Because this is a story about three brothers, and they're the Bear Brothers Band. And they're the guitarist that the brothers start out with, uh, that was in the last book. He becomes their manager, so they need a new guitarist, and they get Goldie, and she's absolutely fabulous, and that's how we get Goldie Licks and the Bear Brothers Band. And when Goldie comes into their world, she just totally shakes it up, and for the better, most definitely for the better. And
Oh,
they were
uh-huh.
missing something, all of them in their own different ways. And she kind of became what they all were missing. She filled the gap, but especially for Bo.
Well, and what I was going to say is to be fair, and I kind of gave it a couple of nods in the book. Initially, when I started this project, it was supposed to be for an anthology. It was supposed to be a short story of a retelling for Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And I started trying to write it and I decided, you know what? I want to stick with my genre that I always write in, which is rockstar romance. And I'm like, well, Goldie Licks, she's a guitar player, so it works, but it also has this sexual undertone for some readers. So I thought, okay, we'll go this way. And the book did not go initially how I had planned. It ended up turning into something much better because I was going to write just a smut piece. Goldie, there's three brothers. Hey, here you go. But I changed that up and um I think it's a better book because I did.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was a very human book. It really was. With the brothers, they each had their own traumas that they were dealing with, and Goldie kind of, became uh, the big sister uh, to the brothers, and while she was having a relationship with Bo, the lead singer, she became like a big sister to the other two brothers, and yeah, they became a family.
And that's what I thought was important is them having that because she comes from a background that's very normal. She has very supportive parents, very normal background where her parents supported her, uplifted her, wanted her to pursue her dream. Where the brothers, their mom walked away. Their dad was an addict. And, Bo and Scotty became friends and before Give Me All Your Lovin' in high school because they both were dealing with these addictive parents. And so they had that trauma bond, dare I say. And so they were not used to having that support. And the one thing I kind of had fun with, because there's a 4-year time difference between Give Me All Your Lovin' in this book, is the fact that you get to see Scott and Wendy in their married life as more mature people. And Wendy kind of is I don't want to say playing mom, but in a way she plays mom more than, where Goldie plays the big sister. Wendy is this mom, and she's always riding Bo, and rightfully so, because this is her ex boyfriend, her husband's best friend. So yeah, she's gonna play with this guy all the time, and it's all in good fun. It's not any animosity or any sexual tension. She also calls him on his BS.
Yes, she does. I mean, she's kind of become not exactly the mama bear, but she's the I'm not going to take any crap
Hmm.
part of the story. And whereas Scotty, he's still like, yeah, I'm your best friend. I'm still your wingman. I still gotcha. But Wendy, having been through the whole relationship with Bo stuff, she knows exactly what he's up to. And when he tries to pull away, and because of his own fears and traumas, and she calls him on it, and that's a good thing that he has her to be able to say, hey, you're being a dumbass, now knock it off.
Hmm.
And they have a little baby, and she's so cute. I picture all this in my head. I
I get
do.
it.
I'm getting attached to these characters already. um so yeah, it's just, no, you just wrote this so well. You really did.
Thank you.
When I can get that attached to the characters that I'm calling a baby cute that I have never seen before, that tells you something.
Thank you. Thank you. One of the things I like about Scott and Bo too is there's a scene that's in there where they're at rehearsals, and Scott asks him point blank, so when did the relationship change? But he puts his hand over the microphone, and like, it's just you and I, nobody else can hear. And Bo's like, nothing's changed. And Scott just lays it out that it has. And before he can respond, he takes his hand off the microphone. It's like, well, we're all here. Let's rehearse. Because everybody goes, I mean, I hate to say it, but in a way, everybody just confronts Bo consistently in this book, I think.
Oh yeah.
Where the last book you didn't have his POV. There was a POV written, but I yanked it. But last book, nobody went after Bo. Nobody really chastised him. They just let him be. Where this book, everybody kind of confronts him.
Oh yeah. And when he was with Wendy, he was a kind of a shit.
Hmm.
He really was. And she was like, this, yeah, this isn't a real relationship. This is just me hanging on to a guy who wants to do his own thing, and I'm just here. I'm like part of the furniture.
Which is a lot of what the rock star world is. And I thought it was, when I created his Bo's ex-girlfriend, the one that he was engaged to. If you think about it, how he describes that relationship, she wanted to show him off. But isn't that what he's been doing with all these other women that he's been
Hmm.
with? Whether it's just been for sex or whatever, he's used them, he showed them off, he's done whatever. Where now the table was turned on him, and he didn't particularly care for it.
No, he did not. Not at all. And he really never got it. Never it got below the surface with any other woman before.
No,
Yeah,
because
it
nobody
was all
understood
just
his.
totally superficial.
Mhm.
And he liked Wendy as a person. He really did. But that was all. That was all he cared about was, you're a great friend, you're a buddy. But other than that, he didn't want to bother.
Well, and also at the time when that was going on, he's trying to get signed. He's trying to get a deal. He hasn't made it where now 4 years in, we have 2 records under our belt. We've toured. This is our headlining tour. So we've made it. We have a song climbing the charts. I don't have to worry so much. I've made it. I'm not chasing that dream. I'm here.
And at
But
the time, Wendy was kind of a cubby, you know?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, she was just like a groupie. She
Hmm.
wanted the rock star boyfriend. She wasn't really in it for great love. He was just her ideal dream of a rock star boyfriend. So neither one of them was really looking for this great relationship.
No. And neither was his ex Cadence. I mean, when he tells her, I love Goldie, but she's the first woman I've really loved. And he's kind of like, I'm sorry. And she's like, I don't know that I really loved you either. But this is a bigger question because when we're in our 20s, our early 20s, late teens, and get involved with somebody, I know she's in heat. You said it yesterday.
Yes. So here she comes again. Oh,
um, but I think sometimes we think we're in love and we don't completely understand what love is at that age. We don't
yes.
we don't get it. We look at we're physically attracted to each other and we think this is going to be wonderful, but sex fades. And the
No,
question is, can you
absolutely.
tolerate the person you're with and really love them, or was it just for the fun of it?
And just something you kind of built up in your head as what you thought it should be.
Hmm.
I mean, I remember my first heartbreak. I thought the world was coming to an end. And then when I got over it, it was like, oh my, what was that?
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, I was 16, ooh, or 14 or somewhere around there. And then it was like, oh, well, that was ridiculous. When you turn around and look back on it, it was like, I didn't even know that person really.
No,
And
no.
yet I thought, my life was going to be over. And it's
Hmm.
kind of silly. But yeah, there's just something different when you find that one person.
Yeah.
And the person that's just going to be there forever.
Hmm.
And the person that you can be bored with and still love them. The person that can irritate you on so many levels and you can still love them.
Hmm.
That's the whole thing right there. Oh my goodness, girl, go away. She had me up all night making the strangest sounds. I mean, and just as loud as anything you've ever heard. But yeah, it's not so much. Love is not all passion and fire all the time. Love is the long haul. And the boring moments, the quiet moments, the hardships, the how are we going to pay the rent this month, and things
Hmm.
like that. When you can survive that, that's love.
Right,
It's
right.
not all highs.
No, no.
And my goodness, I wish I could have locked her up somewhere, but she'd have just screamed and scratched her
Oh,
way out
I understand.
and ruined one of my doors.
Hmm.
Um, but yes, and that's what when you're young you don't understand.
No, when you're young, you're looking at the the tropes that you are taught to learn, to love, whether it be a Disney film or romance novel or just societal norms. You're supposed to have the man, the kids, the house. You're supposed to have all of this, but we don't talk about the struggles that go into that.
No, you just see this big fairy tale in front of you,
Hmm.
and you don't understand uh, what's involved to keep the fairy tale alive.
Exactly. Well, I mean, as a kid, do your parents ever sit there and say, "Okay, well, don't use too much water because it's going to run up the water bill"? No, nobody ever told you that. You're out there, hi, with the hose or whatever. So, I mean, we're not taught as kids that there is responsibility that comes with this. We're just too worried about growing up because then we don't have to face rules. So,
Yes, exactly. And then when you hit the grown up, it's like, huh?
can I
Yeah,
go
I
back to
want to
being a
be a
kid?
grown up. I want to be a grown up. No, you don't. No,
Hmm.
you really don't.
Hmm. Exactly.
But then
Ex-
there's good things that come with it, though. There
mhm.
are.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love my grandchildren. I couldn't get along without them, and things like that. There's a lot of bonuses,
Yeah, there
and the
are.
kids, and I found out yesterday my son is getting an award at seniors night. They haven't told us what it's for, but we just got this message on the phone. Please have your student there at senior night. He's getting an award.
Nice.
I'm like, what award are you getting? I don't know. Nobody told me nothing. Yeah, well, okay. So I guess it's going to be a surprise for everybody. But yeah, so I was this was a good book, and it made me smile, and it made me mad, and it made me cry.
It made you cry.
It made me cry.
Why?
It did. Well, Bobby, a little Bobby, he was, when uh, when he uh, when he goes to Goldie and he says, he wants help, and she helps him, and they find the girl, and he's just such a sweet little thing. He really is. He just seems like he had been lost for so long,
Hmm.
and it's hard for brothers to see what's right in front of their face sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Having five boys, I get that,
Hmm.
and so they kind of missed this about him. They didn't see it. They just thought, well, he just wanted to be this little stoner, leave him alone. But Goldie saw it, and when she helped him, through this and everything, it was just so sweet. Now I know I'm his horror thing, but yeah,
No.
these kind of things are touching to me.
Well, I feel like I did my job if I made you feel emotional. What were you angry about? The secret?
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. I was angry when Bo was such a butthead.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, well, you dense little shit. After some of this stuff, because I read the other book too, I was like,
Hmm.
after
I
some
know.
of the crap you pulled, you gonna get pissy over this. So
Oh,
yeah,
well, and that's why I had Scotty call him out. Like, dude, we've been here, done that.
I know exactly right. And you're gonna get mad now? I don't think so. So yeah, he ticked me off. But yeah, it I went through all the emotions with this book, so that's why I liked it so much. When things can, piss me off, make me cry, just hit at every little emotion, I really enjoy the book, and this one did. And yeah, it's going to get a big review from me.
You're gonna hate the next book.
Ah, you must send it to me, please.
Oh, I will. I will. Don't worry, I will. I mean that's a given. I'm working on it now. It's in progress, but I mean I have all my ideas there. And yes, for those who we talked about this off air, 30 years. Yes, there's 30 years between the two books. But there's not really 30 years.
Ah,
There because they're not apart for those 30 years. I will give you that.
okay,
They're not completely apart. They are still in each other's orbit, but they're not together per se.
okay.
And I wouldn't doubt that you're going to hate Bo.
Oh no, he doesn't.
What? I didn't say anything. I just said I wouldn't doubt that you might hate Bo. That's all.
Oh, but I know what them rock star boys do.
But he's in a bad place, and that's why I think you're going to hate him because he's in a bad place, and there's just it's when I was writing this one, Goldie Licks, I and it was funny because my friend and I talked about this the other day. I had a hard time when I got to a certain point because I lost both my cat and a dog. I
Oh,
still have one dog in January, and I was writing and writing, and then after that, it's like it just dried up. And so then I got my other cat, and my friend's like, and then you started writing again, like it was no big deal. So I needed that little push. But when I was writing it, it's like the story just kind of kept morphing a little bit and getting tighter. But the problem with writing it was I didn't have any angst in there for me. I am known for writing angsty stuff. I am known for writing, something that's dark in there. There's always got to be something dark. And until I had to actually go back and insert Beatman and then rework stuff to make it where it flowed better for me to write. because before I couldn't do that. It was just kind of stuck because I needed the angst. I don't know why I need
Mhm.
angst, but I need angst.
Oh no, with my writing, yeah. I was just thinking, uh, something happened, and I said to Matthew, "You know what? That's I even wrote that in one of my books." And I realized, okay, I'm missing elements in this new book
Hmm.
that I had in other books, and I need to get that back. I need to get that back in this book. Just supernatural elements that were missing. And I
I,
was like, I need to go back and find a way to do it again.
I think
How, how,
I think
it's
as authors
weird.
we just know. We know when something is missing. I mean, I wrote two scenes for the new book and I sent them to my alpha slash friend. And I'm like, I don't think these work as what I want them for. And she's like, no, they don't. So we talked about it and figured out where it should go and everything else. But the scenes are fine. It's just they don't work for where I was going to go with them. And that's the thing as a writer. I think intuitively something comes out and you either know it's good or you know it's not going to be good. And to be honest, when the product's finished, I don't sit there and go, yes, this is going to be a fantastic book. No, I never do that. I think the day I do that is going to be the day my ego is just way too big. I am always
Oh,
sitting there
yeah.
going, I hope they really like it. I hope they do. Because I think it keeps you human and it keeps you being willing to write more and more and more. And I guess that's the difference about this story too, is even though they are the rock stars, I didn't give them all the trappings. Hi, Nina. I didn't give them all the trappings of the. We didn't talk about the big house. We didn't talk about the cars. We didn't talk about all the fans. There was a little touch of the fans here and there, but there
Hmm.
weren't all the trappings of the rock star life. And so I tried to make them, I guess, more human than being trapped in the celebrity culture that we have today.
Oof. It's crazy.
Hmm.
It really is. I don't know how well, they seem to enjoy it, most of them. I mean, you got the Gwyneth Paltrow and her thing candles. I don't know. That kind of thing just blows my mind. But uh,
When I was in
wow.
my when I was in my early 20s, I had gotten a beta fish and I called him Rockstar. And everybody's like, "Why do you call him Rockstar?" I said, "Because it's like being a rock star is like living in a fishbowl. Everybody's
Yeah.
looking in and they're looking at your life." And so I called him Rockstar. And I think that's the thing about celebrity, that, especially now, because back then it was a little different, but now, people, I can get onto your account, your social media account, and learn all about you, even things I shouldn't know about you because somebody else spied on you or hacked your computer or something else.
Or make a fake account of you and have people talking to it like they think they're talking to you.
Well, it's gotten even worse than that. Paulina Poroskova, the model from the 80s, somebody actually made an account, used an AI to make an account of her visually. And she reached out to Instagram, didn't use her name, used something else. So they're not going by her name. Instagram says we can't do anything about it because it's AI. She's not using your name. It's just your likeness. So you have no right to your likeness anymore, which is
It's
scary.
getting insane. It really is. I saw who was it? I think Daughtry was on uh, Facebook the other day saying, "This is me. This is my account. Anything
Hmm.
else you see is not me. This is my real account." And
I,
I was
I
like, "Okay,
I have a friend who is, she's not fallen for the scams, but they're claiming to be somebody. They're claiming to be an actor, and it's like not only it's not just one account that has hit on her. It's like multiple accounts at the same time. And it's like, and one actually, we actually turned him into the Real Actors Management Company because they were claiming that he had this special tiers to continue talking to him, and they want you off of Facebook. I mean, it's very intriguing. And but here's the thing, also, whether it be a regular person, authors also face these scams all the time. I had somebody saying that they were working with Macmillan Publishing, had a nice, I mean, everything looked legit until you clicked on that email address. And then it was that person's name, Macmillan, at gmail.com. You know, if they're working for Macmillan, they're not going to have a Gmail account.
Yeah, it can get crazy. I kept getting some that were, they would look like they were, a regular indie author, and they had books out, on Amazon, and then they would say, "Oh, I can get you hundreds of reviews. How do you have so little reviews?
Hmm.
Like, 30 or 40 reviews wasn't enough." And you'd look, and they had like 5,000. And it was a scam. It was a scam.
Hmm.
Somebody trying to get reviews. And
Hmm.
no, 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 block, block, block. It just the things that they come up with, constantly new ways to try and get you, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nina says, can you show us your new book cover? Do you have a book handy?
No, I don't because I don't have any print covers, print copies. I can drop it in the chat, but I don't have a print copy, and
Okay,
unfortunately, my
that's
tablet is in the other room. So
it's a really cool cover. I saw it. Um,
I designed it myself.
who's your favorite character in this book?
My favorite character. I like Goldie. I kind of like
Goldie
Goldie.
Rocks.
I like her attitude. I like when they first finally fall into bed where, they get into this little tiff in a roundabout way. And then she's finally just like, "Well, you might have to do something again because I'm a little dry."
I know. It's like, but now you ruined it. You just kept screwing around. I was all ready to have sex with you, but you had to be acting all foolish. So, yeah, I
But
love
then in the
that.
same, I mean, it's hard to, while I like Goldie, I also like Bo because I like Bo when he gets silly about those things, because here is this grown man who's in his late 20s, all excited about Dirty Doctor and Naughty Nurse.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like,
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
dude.
And when he is, getting his groove on and slips and knocks his head because he's being a goofball.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the goofball stuff. You have to have silly moments. Even in, when I write horror, I have to have silly moments. Uh,
And that's why I tossed Enrico Suave because that song was so cheese-tacular in the 80s. It was
I
just bad.
love that. I
So,
did. I loved that. I had tears rolling. I said to my husband, "Do you remember Rico Suave?" And he's like, "Where did that come from?" I said, the book, but do you remember?" He's like, "Yes, dear, I remember."
it was a
And I
bad
got tears
song.
going. It was so bad. Oh my gosh, it had me cracking up though. It has been so long since I even thought of that. But that, oh my goodness, Rico Suave, that was so funny. And yeah, when he says about Bo jumping up and splitting his pants, and he could see his balls from back behind him, that was another funny part that cracked me up. And yeah, but she thought he was somebody else when he was saying this, and
Hmm.
then when she found out it was Bo, it was funny because you just, okay, you did that. Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
well,
it
he
was.
thinks he's going to be so slick talking to her initially, and they bump heads, and then all chaos breaks loose, and he's not so. And that's what Bobby finally says to him. I'm glad you two love each other, but you're hurting yourself a lot around her.
Yeah, I know, right? You're not as slick as you think you are, bro. No.
Well, and to be honest, I've had my own experience with a rock star that he wasn't as slick as I thought he should be. So, I just kind of chalk it up to they're not the image we think. They're humans and they can make a fool of themselves very easily.
That's nice to know. I mean, we put them up on this pedestal, and we forget that they started out just like everybody else.
Mhm. Mhm. So, yeah, I mean, don't sit there and think that, oh my gosh, they're so much better because, sure, they got a better job, they have money, but deep down inside, they're still a goof. If they were a goof when they were before they were a rock star, they're a goof still. So that's why
uh,
I try to put humanity in there. They're not perfect. So,
oh hell no, nobody is. That's what I always say. I'm a screw up. If people don't like me, they don't have to. I don't really give a shit. I mean, nobody in this world's really any better than anybody else. And
well,
once you figure that out, you can either get along with people or not, you know.
mhm. The last encounter I had was with a rock star that I've known several times, met several times over, and this whole thing ended, and I'm not going to go into detail, but this man is in his 60s, and this whole thing ended with him saying, "I've been a bad boy," in the middle of a hotel lobby, really loudly. How do you? I don't even understand why he said it, but you're 66 years old. Why are you saying you're a bad boy? Hence why I say they're all just yeah.
I always said I would never want to meet my favorite rock stars because I would probably be disappointed uh, to actually know what they're actually like. Because the few that I have caught glimpses of seem like real shitheads, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
When you get those behind scenes glances, different things, and it's like, oh, you're a dick. No, pardon my mouth, but yeah. So no, I probably wouldn't want to meet them, except
Okay.
for Dave Mustaine. He seems like a cool guy, but I love Megadeth. And I still call him the little red haired boy, even though he's not a little boy anymore. But
Oh,
he
but
will always be the little red haired boy to me.
just because you said he's not a little boy, look, what did I just say? 66-year-old man, middle of a hotel. I've been a bad boy. He may still be a little boy.
That's true. And I'm so sad because this is their final tour, but I guess he isn't, he's not feeling too well. So,
Mm,
I wish Megadeth the best of luck in their final tour. I saw them last year and they were fantastic. That man can still play guitar very well.
nice.
Uh, so we got time for one more question and then I should close it up. And if you want to go back and do questions, uh,
Okay.
answer, you can. So, let's see. What is your favorite beverage? There's an off the wall question.
I drink a lot of tea, different flavors of tea. So, tea and water is basically where I'm at most of the time. So, different types of tea. I like chai, I like amaretto, which they don't make anymore unless you get herbal. Um, Green tea with pomegranate and just odd teas. I've always drank tea since I was a kid, and growing up in the South, sweet tea was it. Or we go over to my aunt's house and have a proper English tea of cream and sugar and you know cakes. So
Ooh,
yeah,
I drink tea, cold tea, when I'm not drinking coffee or hot tea. I do have a glass of hot tea every afternoon in the English style, cream and sugar
hmm
uh, yeah, I enjoy tea. Um, so, what are you working on right now?
I am working on Goldie and the Honey Thief. That is due out July 9th, so you don't have to wait too long for the follow up. Um,
Yay!
And then after that, I go on to a darker book called Need You Tonight, which is part of the Dark Groupie Diaries. So it's going to be a little bit more taboo.
Okay. Well, you said you had one that you were going to send me,
Haven't
I
gotten,
believe.
I have not gotten that yet, done yet.
Yes, you should get that done. You really should.
It will get done. I mean, I just have to, I have timelines now. I was an idiot at the end of the year and started pre orders saying, I'm going to get all this done. And then, yeah, everything happened and I didn't get everything done. So I'm playing catch up right now.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to these. I really am.
Awesome.
And we will have you back again because I love having you on the show.
I like being here. I like being on your show. You got a good show.
Well, thank you. I enjoy it. Keeps me going. And I like the people I have on the show. I meet a lot of good people here, and you are one of my faves. So I am going to go try and handle this silly cat.
All right. Well,
And
I thank you so much.
oh, you're my kid now. Thank you for being on. I always enjoy you when you're on the show. And we have, excuse me, child. Shh. You think when they get that age, they be quiet.
Mm-mm.
Oh, now I'm getting the glare of death. Okay.
But it could be worse.
Now he's yelling at the cat. Okay. Yes, thank you for being here. You are a joy. And Monday we have Mark Doherty for his final show on his uh, poetry book that, boom, blew me away. So we will see you again soon with a new book. And everybody have a great weekend. Love ya.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.